This is the program that addresses issues concerning you as a Nigerian.
To interact with them.
But what happens afterwards?
I don't know what is delaying the deployment.
That is your role that you have to play.
Investigate each case.
I'd like to hear from some more people.
Talk your own. We the people.
Knowledge, they say, is power. But what if such knowledge is outdated? Does it still have the same power? Is there such a thing as old or new knowledge? Well, there's no better place to find out, I guess. These shelves will speak for themselves, literally. Every day, students comb through these shelves seeking knowledge. For what? Perhaps to prepare them for the labor market, or something more. But does it? Is the tertiary school curriculum adequate enough to point them in the right direction? I have come here to find out from human resource consultant Francis Ukah, and I begin by asking his opinion on Nigeria's tertiary curriculum.
Well, I consider it outdated. A large part of it, really. There usually is not frequent review, if at all any, on a lot of the stuff that our young people have been bombarded with in school. Apart from that, it doesn't have the requisite knowledge, the requisite body of knowledge, that arms these young people with up-to-date employability skills, so it can prepare them for the labor market that's out there that is waiting for them. If the best practice in the Western world, you have at least yearly or at least biannually, the content of the curriculum is supposed to be reviewed.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
An estimated 500,000 graduates enter Nigeria's labor market every year, and more than half of this number is unable to get jobs. Some employers have used the term unemployable to describe some of these graduates, most of whom are from public schools. So the question is, are students in Nigeria's tertiary schools getting the kind of education that makes them suitable and qualified for current employment demands? Or is the curriculum still stuck in the past? Well, there's no better place to get answers to these questions than on today's discussion, and we're in Enugu State, which has more than 10 tertiary schools. The program is Talk Your Own, We the People, and I am Afio Basi. We the People, welcome to Talk Your Own. Professor Chris Nandi is the President, Academic Staff Union of Universities, Enugu State University of Science and Technology Chapter. And you've already met Francis Ukah, a human resources consultant, and you're both welcome to the program.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Please, a round of applause for them. So straight into the discussion. With higher institution education, one is seen as qualified for the jobs out there, right? But does education currently acquired in our higher institutions meet requirements of today's employers? I'd like to ask you this question, Francis, since you're an HR person.
Well, the answer is very obvious. It is most times no. It's a no more of the times than none. And the reason is simple, because more of the people who I have seen sitting over panels of interview just are not qualified for the jobs that they're gone in for. And I see that they are being given a false entitlement mindset in school, that the moment you are a graduate, the fact that you carry a graduate certificate around qualifies you for a white-collar job. So it becomes a very strong pointer to the fact that something is not right with the content of the curriculum in our university systems.
Professor Chris, what do you think?
Thank you very much for that wisdom. Actually, the curriculum content of our university system may not be entirely deficient. That's one. Secondly, the curriculum content of our university system is also, to an extent, overloaded. And some of this overloading or padding may not have much to do with the present reality as is on the ground. For example, there is a mismatch between theory and practice.
When you say mismatch, what
Yes.
do you mean?
What I mean
Earlier,
by
you also
that-
said may not be entirely.
Yes, what I mean by that is that there is a disconnect between the actual theory, which a student must have learned in the course of his program in university, and the real presentation in the field. I give
In the
an
field,
instance.
being the labor market.
Yes, I give an instance.
So who are you going to blame for this?
The systemic failure. The
If
system-
it's
the
a
system
failure, is it on
system
the part of the people teaching, the higher institution that's...
not necessarily on the teachers. I mean, you have three categories of students there. Those who are really there to learn, who may be quite infinitesimal in number. And those who are there because others are there, who are on the majority side. And then those who are there because their parents want them to be there. So the point I want to make is that the curriculum as presently constituted is deficient because the educational program we are offering today is a hangover from colonial system.
Now, I want to ask, many of you, you're already in school or you've left school, or okay, we have some coppers in our midst. Did you have any kind of practical, any kind of thing that would prepare you for the current labor market? I mean, the coppers, you're already being thrown into the labor market. Did you have any kind of readiness, somebody preparing you ahead?
Well, my answer should be no. Because looking at the entire system of this education, there was kind of up and down. Today is on, tomorrow is off. And there's instability in government politics. Most of we that graduate from these public schools, we have a lot of challenges. And the kind of things that they rush us. After you graduate, you come out and you see nothing on the field.
So
What
do
we
you
are
think
taught
you're
is-
ready for employment? Do you think that you are
No.
employable?
No, because most of these vacancies I've seen, they always say 5 years experience. And where will I get this experience?
Now let's talk about the curriculum really. How many of you would say that you're okay with the way the Nigerian curriculum is, that the tertiary school's curriculum is at the moment?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Miss Maureen Ibe. I'm a law student in ESUT. Well, based in my own faculty, and in my field as well, I think I would say that we are really being well prepared for the labor market. The reason why I'm saying this is because, at least every Friday, every week, we have meeting. This is like an activity where the whole law student in a faculty, we meet in a semi-court room, and we practice what we are taught, and we practice what is going to be, what we're going to face in the world. So once every week is enough time to prepare someone.
Is that in your curriculum?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So she's thrown something out now. And it's the same thing the professor talked about, that it's not just about curriculum or lecturers. I mean, they have issues, but it's also about students. So that means that it's the student that doesn't want to learn. But do we really want to blame the students for not being employable in the labor market of today?
To throw the blame at the students, I think that would definitely be wrong, because you have students who are really willing to learn. I studied architecture in UNEC, University of Nigeria, Enugu campus here. I tell you, some of this I learned after school. I did not learn most of it in school. I blame the curriculum so much. I feel the lecturers, I have this one saying that it's a joke kind of, but it's serious. The NFF, they got a foreign coach for the Nigerian Football Association, for the Super Eagles, I think we also sometimes I feel we need foreign lecturers too. Thank you.
Okay, right. Can we take it? Okay, go ahead.
The curriculum is very bad. My own understanding. For example, in school, some schools, professor was talking about practical, that most of the things we do in school is theoretical part of it. Even in the theoretical aspect of it, it's not 100% valuable, because some lecturers will come to class, since it's already theory, that is being practiced, as in that's the curriculum in most schools. Some lecturers will come into a class and then introduce themselves and then go. Then they will now set questions, and then students will enter the hall and answer the questions without even learning anything on the course that the lecturers tend to teach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will support that the curriculum is good. Based on this fact, I schooled in Enugu State University of Science and Technology Institutes. So during my period of university, I have been groomed to master some of the professional skill that can make me acquire a good job in the labor market. I think the labor market has no room provided for fresh graduates in order to enable them to exploit their professionalism in the work setting.
Thank you very much. Francis? Yes.
If you have a situation where the labor market doesn't have room, as he said, for the average fresh graduate, it already tells you that the fresh graduate is behind. Automatically, that is what it means. It means that there is something your school was supposed to have told you that they didn't tell you. So by the time you got out, you noticed that the labor market was a step ahead of what your school has equipped you with. The idea is that you're going to be expected to have acquired some experience as at the time you become a graduate. So
okay,
if the school doesn't tell you that...
I agree with you at this point. So let him just quickly say something.
Okay. I think the labor market is filled up, and they are not making, those in the labor market, like the stakeholders in the labor market, they are not making any provision to creating more jobs for fresh graduates. So because of the fact the labor market is filled, there's no room to employ new people. They use the work experience as a benchmark to dismiss other a fresh graduate from acquiring a job.
Okay. This is Talk Your Own, We the People, a program that addresses issues concerning you as a Nigerian. We'll be back shortly.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Talk your own.
Come, my brother. Come, my sister. Make you talk your own.
You're still on to Talk Your Own, We the People, and today we're discussing Nigeria's tertiary school curriculum. Okay, so Francis, what skills are employers looking for when they want to hire?
Very simple, and these skills are not being taught in schools. For instance, communication skills. Basic communication skills, ability to express yourself, understand the parameters of communication, both in terms of oral and written. It's painful. I've seen examples where an average graduate cannot put together a decent application letter. So that person is already challenged. He can't do internal memo, he can't do, the regular, office communication and all that. Then you have basic skills like negotiation skills, analytical skills, problem-solving skills. You put somebody on the job, the person can't do anything beyond what the person has been told. The person doesn't go out of his way to proffer solutions to problems. So whenever a problem shows up, the person gets stuck. And, when you look at these things, you begin to realize that these are basic things that people should know basically.
Professor Chris, why are the skills not taught in school? Are they not in the curriculum?
Actually, some of these skills are taught. Because I can recall very, very vividly that in 2011, when I was the director of General Studies Division Institute, from the reactions we got from these labor marketers, which was that most of our graduates were very, very poor in oral production. I wrote a proposal to the then Vice Chancellor, Professor Cyprian Onyeji, and in the Senate, it was approved for year 2 students to be offering advanced communication in English, which today's institute is doing. But the point being made is that some of these students are intellectually deficient.
So how did they pass the courses?
I'm coming.
If they are graduates, it means that they passed the courses.
I'm coming.
So if the lecturer taught, but they did not get it right, how did they pass?
Some of them passed, courtesy of this sorting. which I've said initially, course of sorting, there are some lecturers there who are not committed to real knowledge transmission. They are there because they want to make their money. And once you're able to grease their palm with some cash, they pass you.
Okay, now you want to say something. We're still on the curriculum issue and lecturers being upgraded enough to teach and bring out graduates who are employable.
What I want to say is that from my own personal experience, I think the curriculum is okay, though it needs upgrading a little bit. Because while I was in school, apart from the academics, there are other things that are in the university that makes you to become a complete man. That's the motto of my university. Like engaging yourself in student association and other extracurricular activities.
As a copper now, do you feel confident enough to enter into the labor market?
Well, to me, I don't think I'm equipped enough, sorry to say. Because like in clinic, in counseling psychology, you need to know the practical aspect of it, and you need to study psychotherapy, like a kind of doing the practical aspect. But as a psychologist, you can't move in and start counseling someone without having the experience. And in our school, like in Imo State University, my own state, we didn't do anything like the practical aspect. All we just did was the theory, read it out, and we wrote our exams and passed.
So you feel that the study that you had in school is not enough to give you that job?
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Thank you. All right, we're still talking about the curriculum. How regularly do you think school curriculum should be reviewed? We'll come to you, lecturer, but at this point, let me hear. HR, how regular do you think this curriculum should be reviewed?
Well, from what I know, what obtains in the Western world is actually an annual review. For some other places, in some other climes, it's a biannual review. So people sit back and then they take a look at what has been done in the previous year, and then look at the new developments that have taken place in between that period of time, how they can, co-opt it into what they have so that it now becomes the renewed version of, what has been going on. Some people wait for another year to pass before they do that.
Okay, Professor Chris, when was the last time the curriculum was reviewed?
The problem is not even review the curriculum.
But when was it last reviewed?
I think the first one that had a Nigerian coloration was done in 1969. The first National Curriculum Conference, 1969. That was the time all the major stakeholders in this country came under the roundtable conference to have a look at our curriculum.
And after that?
And the next one was in 1979, 83, before you have the system. But like I said initially.
Sorry, sir, does that mean the last one was in 1983?
No. But the point I want to make is
but you haven't said when the last curriculum was reviewed.
It has gone gradually, sometimes 3 yearly, sometimes 5 years.
So has it been reviewed in the past 3 years?
I think the last one was around early 2000, but I'm not too sure of the date.
So the curriculum has not been reviewed for over 10 years?
Yes, because I said that I'm not too sure of the date. But I know that curriculum is being regularly reviewed. But like I said initially, the problem is not even reviewing the curriculum. The problem is that who are the actual curriculum planners? That's where the question comes in. Somebody will be in the office and put down something. And the teacher that's supposed to even implement this will not even know how and where it was designed. So that's the major gap. And when we talk about if you want to have a curriculum package that will give this country what the country needs, one, you need to talk about the teachers. You talk about the level marketers. You talk about the society. You talk about the needs of the learner. Because the learner is a major determinant in the curriculum development.
Now, ASUU has gone on strike several times to ask for certain demands.
Yes.
How come they've not gone on strike for the curriculum to be upgraded or reviewed?
Of course. ASUU remains one organization the public misconstrue. When ASUU went on strike in 2013, ASUU didn't go on strike because of their salary package. ASUU went on strike because of the infrastructural decay in a public university system.
But not exactly for the curriculum.
Eh?
Not exactly for the curriculum to be reviewed.
Of course, never in the history of our country has ASU gone on strike because of curriculum.
It's not true.
Because that's, of course, because I don't know whoever is akin with what the news says can bear witness.
I stand to disagree with you on that platform.
The idea there is that it's buttressing a point that there is an emphasis, all right, on infrastructural development to the demise of human capital development.
ASU cannot go on strike, or have not gone on strike because of the curricula, because it don't involve only ASU. That's
but they can start something.
Yeah, we can take.
And you're a strong member.
Of course, I'm an activist. I don't have that. I'm a chairman of my branch.
So can something start up? I mean,
we can start it today because maybe it will be a take.
So do you think you can actually go leave this place and go do something?
The fallout of this discussion can be a communique, which I, as a person, can relate to my branch. I was in a program, and in that program, ASU was inducted for not have gone on a strike for the first in this country because of the curriculum. And let us now make a history by bringing that jinx. Tomorrow we may hear that the ASU is on strike because of the decay in our curriculum.
Okay, I think we should give him an applause for that. I mean, so we'll hold him. We'll hold you to that. We're hoping that you will start something. So how can Nigerians, especially the young people looking for employment, help themselves to become better equipped for the market, the labor market?
Number one is self-education. Now, self-education does not begin with reading books. It begins with self-assessment, self-analysis. You see, because when you haven't discovered, when you haven't found your place, when you haven't discovered what exactly you want to pursue, a passion that you want to run after, your reading books and all that will just be a whole lot, over the bar. But you need to find out actually where my passion lies. What can I do for free even if I'm not paid for it? You have to discover your niche, where you want to begin to build capacity, irrespective of whatever you studied in school. Now, the point number 2 I like to talk about is mentorship. When you have found something you want to do, a path you want to trail, there is always somebody somewhere not far from you who is on that path, who is succeeding on that path. You go and sit down. This is where a lot of young people have problems, because mentorship is going to deny you some critical level of liberty, and freedom, because you're going to have to experience some level of discipline in the process. So you want to sit under someone who knows better than you so that you can learn. The third one I like to talk about there is volunteering. Go and volunteer your services. I tell fresh graduates, don't stop pursuing this white-collar job thing. You won't get it. Go and work for someone. Go and acquire the skill. Go and acquire the experience. That's what qualifies you for the white-collar job. If you don't have it, just like he said, you will keep attending interview after interview, and you just keep getting bounced.
Thank you. Professor Chris, finally from you.
One of the ways we can bridge the gap is through mindset re-engineering. Because an average Nigerian student has a mindset, and that mindset is getting a white-collar job at the end of the day. Secondly, we have to close the gap by teaching our students the meaning of having a second address. What I mean by second address is that what we call the fallback option. In the event that I didn't get this, I fall back on this. Because Igbo man say that even Okwa and a bird say that he taught his children only to root Morogo. So that in the event that the owner of the yam takes the yam tomorrow, fall back on the root. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And that's it on today's edition of Talk Your Own We the People, which took place in Enugu State. We might just be in your city another time. You never can tell. Thank you once again, and see you.
Thanks for watching. Continue to talk your own online, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Remember, for government to work, get involved. No sit down look. See you next week for another edition of
Talk Your Own, We the People.
Talk Your Own has been made with funding from the UK Department for International Development.